Hello everybody. This is Marcel Irnieracing in Wenatchee, Washington. I am in the USA, heading to Pacific Raceway for my first time on track in 361 days. No, sorry, 1,361 days, or 1,362 days. I'll finally get on track. So anyways, stopped off in Wenatchee here to take a little break on the drive. I got 3 hours left. And of course you're not allowed to bring fruits, a lot of fruits across the border. So I slept at a Walmart parking lot in Wenatchee because came in late. Didn't end up boondocking on the water. I was just too tired to figure that out. And I go and I buy some fruits and vegetables, and I am just blown away at the price of food here in Washington. They want $8 for some raspberries. They want $8 for a little thing of blueberries. Not even the big thing, just like a small container of blueberries. They wanted $10 for a bag of apples. Like the cheapest apples were little tiny little gala apples, like 6 of them for $6. $1 a freaking apple. And we're not even going into the meat section. It's the prices in the US for food are ridiculous. They're just as ridiculous as in Canada, but in US dollars, which right now is 1.36 or 1.35. So a huge difference in the exchange. And then what the story leads you to is, people can't afford this. People can't afford their mortgages. People can't afford their taxes. People can't afford the food, the rent, etc. And the fuel, the price of products. People are going to be foreclosing on their homes here. A lot of people have hit trigger rate who are on variable rate fixed payments in Canada. And obviously in the US, a lot of people are dealing with the mortgage crisis where their entire payment is interest and their debt is increasing. So let's laugh it all off about, I did a post the other day about, they banned plastic straws. Don't worry though, that solved everything. And then look at the landfill of California and Oregon, of the homeless tent cities, garbage everywhere. Oh yeah, but they banned plastic straws, so that solved everything. Or solved anything, or nothing. But when I go to the checkout at Walmart, I didn't bring my EBC bags. I wasn't just planning just a carry cart. And she's like, you want to buy a bag? For my 4 or 5 items, my fruits and veggies. And I'm like, no, just give me a sometimes they charge 10 cents for a plastic bag because, you forget. And she's like, oh, we don't have plastic bags anymore in Washington. No plastic bags. You either buy a bag for $1, their little textile bag, or you got nothing. And I'm like, she's like, it's been like this for like 4 or 5 months now. And I'm just like, oh yeah, the liberal, the Democrats really crunching down here and saving the environment, yet we got wastes of landfill of homeless people in California and in Portland. It's 2 very good examples. Tent cities up the Yang, garbage everywhere, blowing up Nord Stream pipelines, massive amounts of methane coming out of the sea there in the Baltic Sea, instigated by Biden, the US president, and his regime. Well, obviously he's just like a fucking puppet, but the regime that put him up as a puppet. No, we care. We're banning straws, we're banning plastic bags, but we're gonna blow up pipelines and have the most amount of methane ever released into the atmosphere all at once in a freaking week as it leaks out of the pipeline. Obviously the examples that aren't coming to my head right now, there's tons of them. We got Trudeau flying on his jet to every province, to Europe, back and forth. Freeland going to the World Economic Forum. Freeland going to whatever that oligarch meeting was called again. That was not too long ago, just a couple weeks ago, where they meet with all the other oligarchs. It wasn't even on her agenda. Why is Canada paying for her flight to do this? Trudeau's flying his private jet non-stop, freaking 150 flights a year. The hypocrisy is just off the charts, guys. Here I am with my little a little electric one wheel that I charge usually with a generator to charge my I use my generator to charge my lithium batteries because the solar isn't, can't fit enough solar on the roof to keep those batteries charged for the amount of power I use to run my computers and stuff like that to make these videos. So anyways, guys, just a stupid update. Oh, and we'll talk about Costco. I'll go into it, do a screen share. We're going to read an article about Costco, how they're showing that people are changing their buying habits now because we are in a beginning or in a recession with the depression down the road. I predict, and many people think so as well, depression, like, you know, the Great Depression of the 30s is coming at us, guys. It's going to be the Great Depression of 2024, 2025, 2026 maybe. So people are not buying the steaks at Costco anymore. They've diverted to buying the chicken and getting the frozen and then getting the canned meats because they're cheaper. People are now buying more Kirkland branded products, you know, the Kirkland olive oil versus the other brand, the main brand olive oils and all the other products. And so they've had a 6% changeover in Costco, and they just did an article. Let's read it together. Irnieracing News, guys, and it's like May 31st today, I think. Woo, look at this. Wow, nice. Woo. Woo. And the last one. On to the story. Okay, here's the Costco article. Costco customers are bypassing the beef aisle to shop for chicken and pork as the recession looms. CFO Richard Galanti said that some of its customers are ditching beef products for cheaper meals such as pork and chicken. This is a trend that has been common in previous recessions, he said. Others are bypassing the fresh meat aisle entirely and opting for canned meat and fish products. These items cost less and have a longer shelf life. There are other indicators showing that Costco's customers are feeling the pinch. For example, the portion of sales from Costco's private label brand, Kirkland, grew during the most recent quarter. These products cost less than national brands and are a quick way for customers to save money on their weekly shop. Moreover, the average daily transaction at Costco was down 4.2% worldwide and 3.5% in the USA during this last quarter. Costco said this number was primarily impacted by the drop in sales of big-ticket non-food items such as TVs and fridges. So that's it, guys. People are buying more off-label brands. People are avoiding the meat aisle. People aren't buying new stainless fridges. They're not buying the big TVs. People are trying to save money, and a lot of people can't even afford these because they have to deal with their huge interest rate, with their mortgage being all interest and their debt increasing, with the possibility of them being defaulted on, foreclosed on, because the bank is not going to lend them more money. Here's another interesting: as food prices have stayed high, some higher income shoppers have chosen to switch up their weekly routine entirely. Discount chains like Dollar Tree and Dollar General say they've been big beneficiaries of this and are seeing new customer base come to their store and shop for groceries. Okay, on to another article. More than 1 in 4 American homeowners is house poor. More than 1/4 of homeowners in the U.S. are house poor, spending more than 30% of their income on housing costs, according to a study. Study by the Chamber of Commerce, where they have entrepreneurs use a number from U.S. Census Bureau, analyze monthly housing costs and median household income in the 170 most populated U.S. cities. The company found that 27.4% of all homeowners are cost burdened in this study. Miami, Los Angeles, New York. So here you have it, the left running states, New York, LA. I'm not sure about Miami, but we can assume it's a Democrat state. You guys tell me in the comments, because I don't follow every state in the U.S. Have the highest number of house poor residents, with more than 4 in 10 homeowners in each city feeling stretched beyond their means by the housing bills. And of course, at the end, add skyrocketing inflation and stagnating wages into the pot, and Americans owe trillions more than they did at the start of the pandemic. Higher housing costs means less set aside for savings, spending, and emergencies. And obviously, rents are being pushed up as well, meaning both renters and homeowners are feeling strapped. And of course, it's past their 30% rule, where the mortgage rent property tax, utilities are more than 30% of their monthly income. I mean, these days it feels more like 50% for a lot of people. I mean, if rent is $3,000 a month with utilities, you know, what's left over, right? Okay, thanks for watching Irnieracing News, guys.